I'm Tamsin Fidel, and this is the Broadway Show. And now it's time to go under the big top. Water for Elephants brings the circus to Broadway this spring. Based on the best-selling novel from 2006, it actually features real circus performers and big-time Broadway talent. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
From page to screen to stage, Water for Elephants is arriving as a theatrical event on Broadway this spring. It tells the story of a circus aerialist who questions her marriage after the arrival of a sexy stranger. I sat down with the stars here at Bo Peep in Midtown Manhattan. This story first chanted readers, right? It became a bestseller, and then the movie. They're like really great, beautiful characters, and I think that Jacob, Marlena, and August is like kind of a love triangle for the ages, isn't it? Which is why I wanted to bring you all together.
Yeah, getting to be in the middle of these two lads is very exciting for me personally.
We were just saying, really, this is the real
love story though.
here, but
I feel like I get in the way of their love story,
true.
frankly.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of tension. There's sort of good and evil, beautiful woman in the middle. It's very classic elements, right? Is it fun to dig into those? You're looking at me kind of funny.
No,
Are you enjoying getting into the head of August? He's a complicated guy.
He is. A lot of times playing villains can be fun. Sometimes it's not that fun. And August isn't always that fun because he's a pretty cruel man, especially to animals. I just have to find my way into that.
you're still so charming though. It's still like, it's, I mean, I'm charmed by Paul no matter what, so.
I think that's the whole point of August as a character. The audience has to be charmed by you.
Yeah.
We have to love you and be afraid of you at the same time. And I think you toe that line really beautifully.
Yeah, you do.
So what's going on with Marlena and August? Let's sort of set this up a little bit for people.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in a relationship, right, when Jacob shows up.
They have. So Marlena ran away with the circus when she was 18 years old, and she was about to marry some banker that her parents trotted out for her, which just felt like a death sentence. And she wandered into the menagerie tent at the circus and saw these beautiful horses, and I think it got entranced by them and felt this communion with these animals that she never felt before. And then all of a sudden she turns around and there's this gorgeous man in his ringmaster reds, and he charms her and swoops her off her feet. And I think for a long time they have a really beautiful relationship together before, you know, things start descending into madness, but they become partners. Marlena is the only one that August can relax around. And so because of that, I think their relationship is very special and trusting at first, until, you know, the depression hits and there's no more money and everybody starts losing everything and the purse strings get tight, and then another strapping lad walks into the tent.
Yeah, talk about Jacob a little bit. He has a lot going on in his life. I mean, he's sort of dealt a really tough life, and he jumps on a train basically, right?
Yeah, when we meet Jacob, he's dealing with the loss of both of his parents in a tragic accident at the height of the depression, and there's nothing left for him at home. He was studying to be a vet, to follow in his father's footsteps. Really has no choice but to pick everything up and try somewhere else when he loses his family, and ends up on a train that turns out to be the circus train, and they happen to be looking for a vet. And was not planning on sticking around, but he also, I think, feels when he sees these animals that if he's not going to look out for their best interests, nobody really is as far as their health and well-being. So he decides to stick around for that reason, and then some other reasons present themselves throughout the story.
What I love about this show is it has a lot of elements to it. There's amazing aerial work. It's a mix of Broadway performers and people with real experience doing that. You're actually up. You've learned all kinds of crazy things to do this show.
I get to hop on a trapeze and I'm swinging from there, and I get to do this beautiful lyrical act on it, and it is so much fun. I feel, everybody's always asking me, like, are you afraid of the heights? And I'm kind of living my best life up there. It's I think because I have a background in dance, it lends itself to trapeze in a really fun way, and I love it. I just want to keep learning so much more.
The circus aspect of the team of actors is adding an element that I've never seen in a musical, particularly on Broadway. I mean, these people's lives are literally in each other's hands. They're throwing each other 40 feet in the air and catching each other. So there's a real camaraderie that comes to the cast that's even a step up from the normal sense of support.
Grant, what is it like to finally make your Broadway debut with an incredible company like this?
It's exciting. I was, scared to just like that first day of school for rehearsals, just jumping in, and but coming to the theater was less overwhelming than I thought it would be. I mean, it was emotional. I almost cried seeing the front of the theater, but it felt like coming home. I mean, this is what I grew up doing, and I haven't been here in New York for a Broadway show, but it did feel like coming home a bit. So it's scary, but it's exciting, and I mean, it's such a special group.